Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
It's what so many of us are talking about today. Basketball star Caitlin Clark is making her WNBA debut right here in Connecticut, and our cameras are there. Good evening. Thanks for joining us here on the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Sarah Sanchez.
And I'm Brent Harden. The highly anticipated showdown between the Indiana Fever and the Connecticut Sun set to get underway at Mohegan Sun. Fox 61 sports director Jonah Karp is in Uncasville now with a preview.
Gearing up for the Connecticut Sun season opener here at Mohegan Sun Arena. And a lot of people are going to tune into tonight's game to watch Caitlin Clark play her first regular season game in an Indiana Fever uniform. So the spotlight is really bright tonight. And someone who's familiar with the spotlight is Sun player Moriah Jefferson, who won 4 national championships while at UConn.
It's good to be here. Everybody's been welcoming me with open arms, and I'm excited to be back. My teammates have been amazing. Coaching staff is amazing. So good vibes so far, and excited to continue to move forward.
How do you feel this team is gelling, Moriah?
It's coming along. I mean, obviously, when you have a group of returners and then a group of new people, it takes a minute for that chemistry to mesh. But I think we've had a good training camp so far, and we're working on getting better every day.
You know what it's like to play on a big stage, playing at UConn, but how big does this game feel tomorrow?
I mean, I take every game the same. You know, it's great that our game is growing and we're getting more coverage and things like that. So for us, it's about locking in on the main thing, keeping the main thing, as Coach always says, and just taking one step at a time. Jefferson
says she hasn't been back in stores since returning to Connecticut as a member of the Sun, and she's not the only former Husky in the building tonight. Of course, Olivia Nelson-Ododa plays for the Sun as well, and Katie Lou Samuelson plays for Indiana. Inside Mohegan Sun, Jonah Karp, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Jonah, thank you. And new at 6 tonight, Wallingford police are investigating multiple car break-ins that happened in the parking lot of Gaylord Hospital. Police say they responded yesterday afternoon for reports of 15 employee cars being broken into. Many had their windows smashed and wallets were taken. Anyone with information about what happened should call Wallingford police. Officials now reminding residents to always remove valuables from the car and lock your doors.
2 people, a driver and a state trooper, were taken to the hospital after a crash in a construction zone on I-91 in Wethersfield. Police say the cruiser was parked in a construction zone with its lights on when it was rear-ended by that driver. It's unclear how the driver and the trooper are doing tonight. Police say they ticketed the driver, Joseph Fritz.
A traffic stop turned into a major drug bust in Plainfield. It happened yesterday morning on Putnam Road near Plainfield High School. Police say they found 1,500 bags of fentanyl and 3 dozen packages of crack cocaine in a car occupied by Jamie and Pamela Dion. According to police, the drugs were packaged like they were all ready to be sold. Both were released on $50,000 bond and are due in court later this month.
Well, new tonight, one of the largest retail properties in the state will be torn down and redeveloped.
Big plans are in the works for the Enfield Mall. Fox 61's Matt Caron talked to town leaders, tenants, and residents and gives us a glimpse into the future there.
Well, the Enfield Mall was, in its heyday, a thriving retail mecca. But now it's a zombie mall that's fallen into disrepair following years of neglect. Town leaders have long wanted to do something about it. Now they found a developer who's willing to help. You are looking at the Mall of the Future.
The new vision is a mixed-use model,
complete with retail, housing, hotels, and recreation.
If we don't do anything, it's just going to continue to deteriorate.
And it has. These photos show the squalor, from abandoned retailers to roof leaks.
There's no secret the current owner of the mall is not friendly to the people in the mall or the town, and it's costing the residents money.
And though the mall is now mostly an indoor walking track for older folks,
they're not shopping, no, they're not.
There are still a few small tenants whose futures are now up in the air.
It sucks because we're all kind of tight-knit here, and there's probably going to be a lot of us that separate ways.
The mall's current owner, New York-based Namdar, is selling the property to Nebraska-based Woodsonia, a developer who manages 75 properties in 75 communities.
Experience. This isn't somebody who just came up with a great idea. This is somebody who's actually done it.
Specifically, the project would bring big brand name retailers, 450 housing units, 2 hotels, walking and biking trails, and new restaurants.
I think it's a good thing. It's positive.
But it has a big price tag, $250 million, relying on $20 million in state funding, money that's not a guarantee.
I'm confident that some of the money will be there. I'm not sure that the state will allow the $20 million.
The developer has also said if they don't get that $20 million from the state, they probably won't go through with this project, which is slated to take at least 2 years. And they're also asking for money to make sure that this soil isn't contaminated from past development. Reporting in Enfield, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
A former New Haven movie theater is getting ready for its next act as a child care center.
Yeah, the Friends Center for Children is showing off progress so far in the new school building on Flint Street and breaking ground on the next phase of construction.
Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro joins us at the site with more on those plans.
The construction on this new school building still very much underway, as you can tell around me. What's super cool, this school is set to open this fall, part of the school building. Joining us to talk details about this is Alex Schiavone, the executive director of the Friends Center. Alex, thank you so much for inviting us into space.
Happy to be here.
2 phases of this project. Phase 1 is what's opening this fall. Tell us about what phase 1 is all about.
Yeah, it's very exciting. We'll have 4 infant toddler classrooms, so 32 children here. We also have our executive offices because we have 4 sites across the city where we provide early care and education. We'll have a community theater. We kept one of the original theaters, which is just so exciting. And then we'll have a lending library here for all of the materials that go into our classrooms across the city.
So much in phase 1. And then there's a phase 2 of this project, which is the groundbreaking that's happening today. Tell us about phase 2.
Yeah, phase 2 is another exciting opportunity to really provide early care and education to our community. We'll be adding 6 infant toddler classrooms in phase 2, a children's library, and a teacher learning hub.
This new school building filling a really big need here in the New Haven area. Childcare, finding childcare for parents can be a big struggle. Deborah Gregg knows that struggle. She's a parent. Deborah, talk to us about the need for spaces like this in this area.
Sure. I mean, wait lists are incredibly long and affordable spots are dwindling. The center we were a part of is no longer accepting care for kids, which really supports low-income and moderate-income families to find hours and daycare that they need. And we've struggled twice now, and it's really hard.
What do you want parents at home to know about if they want to get their children involved in this school, find out more information about this?
So unfortunately, the wait list is so long that if you're interested in care, you need to reach out immediately. And that's true for care across the city and the state. We have such a shortage in our state that any opportunity to enroll your child, get on a waiting list, talk to programs, think about what you want as a parent, but it needs to happen immediately.
Awesome. Super exciting. Alex, thank you so much for inviting us in. Again, I will send it back to you guys in the studio.
Much needed space there. Happy to see it. Well, turning to the weather now, the nice weather we saw today isn't going to last.
It really doesn't usually last, does it? Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frayne joining us now. Rach.
If it's Monday, we can count on it. But past
Right?
past that, today was just a bonus at this point. Yes, we've got cooler temperatures and a rising likelihood for showers as we head through the coming days. But there's still time left today to burn. 73 in Hartford, upper 60s right now in the New Haven area. The clouds are thickening up after what has been a bright and beautiful day. And while you are seeing showers now moving into New York City, it'll take some time before they get here to us. So I think most of these showers will start developing after 10 or 11 o'clock, especially in Fairfield County. So if you do want to get out and take a longer walk with the dog tonight, you could absolutely do so before these showers end up moving in. And then as this disturbance approaches, we'll see occasional showers for Wednesday and also Thursday. Right now it's still close to 70 for Windsor Locks, but it's much cooler along the shoreline, near 60 in Groton and 68 in Waterbury. Overnight lows will be dipping back into the 50s, again with some showers developing, especially as we head towards daybreak. And tomorrow is not a washout, but occasional showers with highs in the 60s, much cooler temperatures as well. We'll do it again on Thursday, but Friday you may like if you enjoyed today. We'll explain coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Well, you might have noticed more bikes out this morning, and that's because it was Bike to Work Day. Bikers met in Hartford this morning to take a 4-mile ride from the BCCO Bike Shop to the Old State House. The day is designed to bring awareness of the health impacts of riding a bike and how riding a bike can ease congestion on our roads and help the environment.
Local leaders are calling for the House to pass the Senate-approved FAA authorization bill. They say the reauthorization takes significant steps forward in improving air travel. It would increase overall accessibility and safeguard health and safety for passengers, something Senator Richard Blumenthal says is needed.
If the House fails to act, FAA authorization expires, our airports close, America's economy is decimated. The House must act.
The FAA's authorization would expire at the end of this week unless the House votes to pass the bill.
Students at Quinnipiac University are stepping up to stop hunger. They've donated more than 4 tons of food to feed people in need around the state. Fox 61's Lindsay Kane is in Hampton with those details.
This is the 16th consecutive year the university has participated in this campaign, asking students across the university to donate their leftover food to the community for people in need.
We've gone from 700 to 1,500 to 2,000 people.
The need is growing for food donations across the state, and students at Quinnipiac University are making sure no one goes hungry.
We've seen a 20% increase this year alone. So it just reflects the escalation in food prices.
Masters Manna of Wallingford is one of the organizations collecting food donations from campus. School officials placed more than 160 collection boxes around campus for students to donate any leftover food from their rooms. A lot of non-perishable items like soups, canned meats, and of course snacks. Around 4 tons of food has been collected, which is also going to the New Haven Pride Center, New Reach of New Haven, and QU's Bobcat Food Share program. The executive chair from Masters Manna says a bulk donation like this is a huge help to the 2,000 people they serve on a daily basis.
This is like a day's worth of food that we're taking in one donation.
Organizers are hoping next year they can add on to the food that was collected, hoping to hit about 5 tons next year instead of the 4 tons that were collected this year. In Hamden, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.